according to Flat Earth Christians,
Yes.
there are over 200 references of flat Earth
Okay.
in the Old and the New Testaments.
For God so loved the flat earth that he gave his only begotten son.
No.
Well, welcome back to the 100 Podcast. My name is Nate Robbins. I'm here with Pastor Dr. Joseph Tillman, Demon Jr. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Just got back from vacay and feeling good, man.
Vacay.
Vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of
July 4th and
250.
250, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. by the way.
Soccer.
Yeah. Soccer. Yep. It's World
Yeah.
Cup action. And
Yep.
all of America pretended we were really into soccer for a while.
Right.
And now it's over. And
UFC at the White House.
that happened.
Lee Greenwood.
Gotta love Lee. Anytime we talk about July 4th, gotta love Lee.
Donald J. Trump.
The man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we shot off some awesome fireworks at our farm. So that was fun.
Cool.
Yep. And yeah, good stuff. Saw Young Washington over the weekend.
Oh, you saw Young Washington?
Saw Young Washington with
Cool.
old Kelsey Grammer in it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. He appeared some.
Cool.
And, yeah. It was good.
Was it just him as a baby?
Young Washington?
Yeah.
As a baby? No.
Oh.
No. It was more along the, like, you have a kind of intro to his, early childhood life, and then it kind of moves pretty quickly to next thing you know, he's involved in the 7-Year War. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it's Young Washington and slightly less Young Washington
Right.
in the same movie.
In the same movie. It was like childhood Washington and then like 20-something-year-old Washington.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about America today.
No, we should.
Yeah, we're talking about. Well, we're kind of talking about America
I
today.
mean, America's part of this conversation.
Flat Earth. That's what we're talking about today.
Why? Like you sent me the thing, and I was like, why? Why this?
Because it's important.
Well, to some people, I will say this. To some people, it's just very important.
And if you're a Christian worth your salt,
Mm-hmm.
you believe one of these theories.
You better be a flat earther.
Yeah.
According to flat earthers.
Right.
Right.
And
So-
not a round earther.
Right.
Because
Which
if you
is-
are, you're a sheeple.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
a sphere.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a sphere earther.
Idiots.
Every one of them.
Read the ad again.
All right, here we go. Before we get started today with our questions, we want to shout out our sponsor, the Discipleship Group. The Discipleship Group is a systematic training for Christians who want to go deeper and grow stronger in their relationship with God. In these courses, Dr. Jay Zen brings you over 4 decades of study, pastoring, and teaching to equip the saints to make disciples. The Discipleship Group is a series of 6 books, each book consisting of 26 weeks. Therefore, it's 3 years of study. Each week has articles written by the author to read, a chapter from a supplemental book like The Passion for God or More Than a Carpenter, The Master Plan of Evangelism, and there's scripture readings each week from the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Psalms. I've used the Discipleship Group resources for over a decade. I've used them in groups of 2 to 3 people. I've used them in small groups up to 12 people. And I can tell you, as a pastor, as someone who spends a lot of time making disciples and meeting with others, that the Discipleship Group resources are the best that I have found for growing in our faith and for encouraging us to go and make disciples ourselves. Go to discipleshipgroup.com, check out their resources, find out information about Dr. J, and I'm telling you, you will not regret it.
Perfect.
Yep. And I don't think Jay's a flat earther, by the way. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. I don't know. Maybe he is.
I'm only on book 4, so
I don't recall.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
I don't recall any of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. You're all right.
Right at the end, he's going to be like, by the way, I'm insane.
Yeah. Thankfully, it doesn't happen that way.
Hillary Clinton's a lizard.
And Lincoln was definitely an alien.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So there's that. All those.
And the pyramids built the aliens.
You mean the other way around?
No.
The pyramids built.
Anyway, Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah, man. Go there and support us for incredible content like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great. Website.
Go to the website and get a snazzy shirt like Nate's wearing. He's back wearing the shirt, and we're feeling good about it.
I realized no one could see it the first time I wore it.
This
was in the way.
That's true. It
anyway,
was.
It's super blue.
It's very.
So this is wash number 2.
Wash number 2. How's it feeling?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yep. Did it shrink much?
I don't know.
Okay.
I might have just sweat too much over the past few days.
Got all that water out of you.
Yeah.
That water weight. It's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So
looking good, isn't it? It's a good looking shirt.
Yep.
Everybody should go grab one from the website.
Social media.
Go to social media and like, subscribe, comment, share. Hey, here's the thing for this week. Find your favorite reel and, or short, whatever, and share that.
Awesome. Flat Earth. Here we go.
All right, man.
Very cool.
Yep.
I'm excited about this. I don't know why I shouldn't be, but I just want to hear what you got to say.
All right.
So first question, what is flat Earth theory?
Yeah. So flat Earth theory is just a simple theory that the Earth is actually not a sphere, as most of us have been taught all our lives, but rather it is flat. And so, and actually more like, and I say flat, most models are circular, but still it's flat. So, yep, instead of a globe, if you were.
Well, it's got to be some kind of deep, right?
I mean, yeah.
How deep does it go?
It's funny. Like people will refer to them as like pizza models and stuff of the, yeah. So I don't know if it's like a deep dish, if it's, regular. I don't know, man.
Is it square?
It's not. No, it's not square.
Okay.
It's so the most flat Earth models aren't square. They are actually circular, and they believe the sun actually rotates around the circle.
I like meat lovers. Flat Earth pizza.
Is that the one you're going for?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you can throw in some mushrooms with that, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domino's should do this.
Domino's should
make pizzas where they use the toppings and create continents with them.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, what a promotion that would be.
Right.
Yeah, we're running a Flat Earth Week promotion, and I mean that would be incredible.
And the lizard people could be in the commercial, holding the Flat Earth pizza.
Why has it got to be the lizard people?
I don't know.
You just like that.
Birds are robots.
Just bring all the theories together. In one space. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that's the general essence of. I mean, it is what it says. It's the understanding of a flat Earth instead of a sphere. So,
well, I could have questions, but
okay,
they all seem stupid.
Well, and maybe I should, I guess, give some more detail to it. So in the flat Earth model, there's not a North Pole, okay, but not a South Pole. All right, and so you don't, and then everything, so you have a North Pole, then everything from that going out from that is considered south, if you were. And so so that's a large difference. The if you see the models like the flat Earth models, if you look at it, the way the continents are laid out, it looks it's different than the way the globe is. And you'll see the way that the southern hemisphere part in particular is different. So anyway, so what I would really encourage the listeners to do, like as you're listening to this, just pull up a flat Earth model picture so that you can kind of visualize what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. There you go.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. And can I go on the theory part real quick? So I talk about flat Earth, but just real quick on the theory aspect of it. So the theory is that that we have been taught incorrectly. Okay. And depending on the specific theory itself, some people will say that this is like a new, like the idea of a globe and a sphere. That's like a new thing that's happened just within the last, maybe up to the last 500 years, but definitely not more than that. And
we think we're round.
Yes. And so that's a pretty new idea.
Okay.
And so flat Earth proponents, believe that. and so they believed that up until then it was understood to be flat.
Okay.
And so actually what we're doing is we're going back to, if you accept a flat earth theory, you're actually going back to what ancient civilizations have believed all the way up until like, the 1500s or so.
Because they were smarter than us about everything back then.
Back then. Yes.
Right.
Right. So, and that's kind of part of like,
that's why they didn't know about germs or.
Yeah. But what's interesting, okay, it's kind of weird though, because we have historical data of or historical facts, I won't say data, facts of individuals in, even ancient Greece, ancient Rome, that held to know that the earth was actually a sphere. Okay. And they didn't always understand necessarily why or give great reasons, but they believed it was a sphere. Later on, you do have some of that development. I mean, so you even have like a Roman coin within, early on that has, there's a globe there on the coin showing the earth as round. Okay. And so it's actually been a pretty consistent idea that throughout those ages that the earth was round. So now flat earthers might say, if they're aware of that, they'll say, well, it's because we actually know more now. And so they will actually use the argument that, well, that's just because they didn't know. But now we know, based upon the evidence that we have now before us, that was not available to them then.
That the earth is now flat.
That the earth is indeed flat.
Okay.
Yep. So there you go. There's just some basic things about flat earth and flat earth theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm convinced.
I know you are.
All right. What is the history of the flat earth theory?
Yeah. So you did have...
And where do Christians come into this?
Where do Christians... I think that's probably the point we're more interested in in a lot of ways. All right. So I will go back. So yeah, ancient civilizations did believe that the earth was flat. Okay. So you do have it as far back as ancient civilizations.
Because they didn't know anything about anything.
Well, I'm not saying they didn't know anything about anything.
Except aqueducts and...
Right.
And the Pony Express.
Right. But the Pony Express, like, that's ancient civilization. Come on, man. Anyways, so if we're talking about like, the Babylonian Empire and those kind of things, yeah, they a lot of held to a flat earth. So it goes back as far as that. I think where Christians kind of come into play is, to me, seems to be much more recently.
Okay.
And it seems to be driven by an idea that the earth being a sphere is actually not consistent with what the Bible teaches. Okay. And so there's been a lot of flat earth like theory kind of going on. And I think there was kind of like an explosion of the flat earth theory around 2012 that seemed to kind of be like a real push for it.
Because of the Mayans?
Because of... I think you just had individuals that were starting to push against mainstream thought. And so this was just one of those topics, and it caught some traction, especially when you had, it's like those things with the rise of social media. It didn't have to be coming from, universities and that kind of thing to all of a sudden begin to gain traction. And so now with the rise of social media, you had individuals that were influencers that began to really speak about flat earth. And so that happened. And then there seems to have been like another kind of, in the last few years, another like push or rise of flat earth theory specifically within Christians. So it's like they've kind of started adopting some of the elements of just flat earthers who really, a lot of them hold to no religion at all. And they may, a lot of them actually will say that they now believe there's a creator because of flat earth. And that's kind of its whole other point of conversation. They don't necessarily say that it's the God of the Bible. A lot of them would reject any type of organized religion, but they would say that, well, they have now come to faith, or I won't even say faith. They've a faith, a belief in a God or a creator
of flat earth.
because of flat Earth.
How what?
Yeah, and so I think this kind of goes into the idea of
how do you like what?
Yeah, well, because
I believe in flat Earth. There must be a God.
Well, I think it's like anything, though. When you start looking into science, okay, and trying to explore the Earth and the cosmos, I think by default you begin to realize there's got to be a creator behind this.
So,
and I don't say you have to. That's probably not a fair phrase. I think many, or I don't know if I should say many. Some will, as they're studying the Earth, as they're studying what we call fine tuning of the Earth and those kind of things, they will say, and they start looking at the cosmos and the skies and the heavens, the Earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. How does that all work? I think inevitably you begin to go, you know what? Maybe there is a creator of all of this.
Of all of the flat Earth.
Of all of the flat Earth. And yes, all of that stuff. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
So we thought humans thought it was flat.
Uh-huh.
And then a bunch of morons decided to start telling all of us that it was round. Uh-huh. And now the smart people just figured out that it's flat again.
Uh-huh.
Recently.
Correct.
On Facebook.
YouTube. But yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So now that Facebook's out, we can all realize that it's flat again.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there we go.
All the weird stuff happened when we all got Facebook.
Well, yeah. So, the rise of social media definitely has helped, provoke this.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, I will say this. Can only say this. Here's what's interesting. Okay, so for example, so I just typed in flat Earth model.
Okay.
To Google. All right. And so
a bunch of sexy ladies with
Thank God I didn't even think about that. Thank God that's not what showed up. All right. So here's what it says. Okay. So this is the AI overview coming from Google. All right.
Oh God.
I know. The flat Earth model is a scientifically disproven belief that the Earth is a flat disk or plane.
Of course Google would say that.
Modern proponents generally claim the disk has the North Pole as its center, surrounded by an Antarctica ice wall, and that celestial bodies like the sun and the moon are much smaller and closer than scientifically accepted. For tips on how to systematically test and debunk the flat Earth model using nothing more than geometry and observations of shadows, and then it kind of gives, some videos and some links, and then it gives a thing of like scientific, like how to disprove it scientifically. Here's the historical evidence. Here's the modern resurgence, all this kind of stuff. And the point being, when I'm saying that, and what flat earthers will point out, is that social media now has started to move the narrative. Like, so I just typed in flat Earth model, right? That's all I typed in.
So social media is trying to push one of the theories
on
everybody.
And it's showing that there's a rejection of it, right?
Exactly like they did with the 2020 election and Jeffrey Epstein. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you just get, And so if I go to YouTube,
and Hillary Clinton's a lizard.
Right. So if I go to YouTube,
Bill's not though.
And so I go into the flat Earth, right? So all I did was type in flat Earth. Okay. And you immediately start. Now there are, in fairness, there are some that will show some of the belief, right, of the flat Earth, from both a just quote unquote scientific, and a Christian perspective, and then you get into things like the NASA head debunking flat earthers and that kind of stuff. 10 things that all flat earthers say, and it's debunking them, right? Flat earthers versus scientists, and so
because they're not scientists.
And so debunking flat Earth in 45 seconds. proof that the earth isn't flat, why flat earthers can't be argued with, flat earther proves himself wrong. Like, this is all that comes up, right? And this is literally the first time I've ever typed this in to this YouTube, right?
So bunch of roundies on there.
Right. And so flat earthers will say this is part of their point. That social media is actually set up against them. Okay? And they will say that from 2000. All right.
Because who gives a shit? That's why.
All right. Yeah. So here's what's crazy. So this is what they'll continue to say is that in 2012 it started gaining traction. By 2017, Trump was the most trending individual, right? And then when Flat Earth passed Trump, that's when everything changed.
What?
Because they didn't want it to be such a popular trending.
Trump didn't.
Whether it's Trump or whether it's just social media in general.
So flat earthers don't like Trump.
I probably not, would be my guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't.
But he's such a good source of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I say that. I actually personally know flat earthers.
You do?
Yeah. That actually are very much pro-Trump. Because in the Christian circles, you have a lot of them that are very much pro-Trump and very much flat earth.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just trying to put some stuff out there.
Where in the Bible does it talk about the earth being flat? Because I know there's Bible verses.
I'm glad you asked, sir. Now,
prove that the earth is flat.
Yeah, according to flat earth Christians,
yes,
there are over 200 references of flat earth in the Old and the New Testaments.
For God so loved the flat earth that he gave his only begotten son.
No.
Was that one of them?
No, that's not one of them.
Okay.
No, there was no.
In the beginning.
No. All right.
God created flat earth.
Right. All right.
And the earth was flat, and the earth was with flat, and there was flat and flat and flat and flat. Is that the verse?
No.
Okay, read the real ones.
All right. All right. Nate's over here making fun of people already. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're not. All right. So four corner. All right. So the four corner argument.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this is pretty straightforward, right? The idea that in Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 or chapter 20, verse 7 through 8, it mentions that the earth has four corners.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's round. It's a circle.
So it's obviously not it's obviously not a sphere because a sphere doesn't have corners.
It's a circle with corners.
Right. So all right, yeah, and that's all right, and this is what I was going to get to. Like this is what's kind of wild to me is because this is like, all right, so there's four corners, but actually in almost every flat earth model, the model's round.
Okay.
So this started, I think, as a good argument.
So there's a debate between Christian four-corner flat earthers and non-Christian circle
flat earthers.
Pizza
earth. Yeah, the pizza theory.
Deep dish earthers.
Right. And so, so that's an interesting thing. So, all right. So four corners. But I think that most of us, when we're reading something like this, right? And so the idea that's like in Revelation 7 verse 1, for example, it speaks of four angels that are standing at the four corners of the earth. Okay. And so and I think most people,
they control the weather, right?
Right. I think they actually are doing that here. They're controlling the wind. Yeah.
Right.
And so I think that
one on one side is blowing, and then the one on the other corner is sucking air.
Right. And so there was, thanks for clarifying that.
Creating wind.
Right. And so, but the idea of the four corners, though, is, all right, but I think most individuals, especially when you're reading things like Revelation, like we understand that this is poetic language, idiomatic language, right? I'm wrong.
Four corners.
It's definitely and if you're a literalist in the way that you approach scripture, that is the way you will read it. Okay? So if you're a literalist, if you believe that everything is to be read literally, then that's what you would take away from it. Okay. But to be in my opinion, to be a faithful reader of Scripture, yes, we believe the Bible is inerrant and it is inspired, but we are not to have a literal reading of it. Like, we understand that there are different genres of literature found within the Bible. So when I'm reading a psalm, I'm not reading it like I would First Chronicles, which is a historical, historical narrative. Like,
okay.
Those are two different genres. And the same thing with Revelation. When I'm reading things about four corners that specifically are found within any type of poetic literature in the Scriptures, or prophetic literature, or within apocalyptic literature like Revelation, I understand that I don't have to read all of that literally, because I'm definitely not reading all of Revelation literally.
Okay, but Earth was made in a day. Is that
literal or not?
Literal?
Not. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, but it's in
Genesis,
crazy stuff or whatever.
No, I think Genesis is pretty straightforward, and we're going to get to Genesis in a little bit here.
We are?
Yeah, because we got to talk about the firmament, man.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we'll talk.
Okay, next verse.
We'll talk about that a little bit.
We're done with four corners.
All right. So four corners. So there's the phrase "ends of the earth."
Right.
Go to the ends of the earth. Right.
Where the ice wall is.
Right.
The Antarctic ice wall around the square.
Right. So
rectangle.
Yes, and that is part of it, right? So,
okay.
So most flat earthers, again, they believe that there's a North Pole, but the Antarctica, which we would say is more the South Pole, is actually not there, but actually is surrounding all of this flat Earth as an ice wall, holding the water in, right? That's kind of the deal,
right?
And so so there's the idea at the ends of the earth.
Oh, so if global warming happens, then eventually ice wall comes down so far that the water reaches it, and then we all fall into...
Now you can understand why global warming is a major threat.
I understand.
For flat earthers.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so it appears 28 times in the Bible, and so if a flat Earth has an end, right?
Right. The phrase "ends of the earth."
Ends of the earth is like an actual, an ending point of the earth.
28 times in the Bible.
Yeah, it's mentioned.
It's a lot of times.
It's a lot of times, and so again, we can read these things and not have to take a literal meaning of ends of the earth, right?
Or they didn't know.
Like what? Right. Well, and to be fair, they didn't know. Like, there was there's a reason we refer to, in that time period, this is the known world, right? Like, their known world was pretty small.
Oh, right.
Compared to the known world of today. Right? The known world in that day and time, you're living within the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean world was the known world.
In literally the worst place to be.
Why is it?
You could have gone a little bit more norther and it not be scorching hot all day.
Yeah. That's immediately where your brain goes. You're like, oh, that place is just too hot. Just too hot.
Yeah, but maybe they just had no idea.
Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't have any idea.
Yeah, they were just like, here we are.
Yeah.
This is where we live. This is what we do.
This is life.
This is life.
Kill me now.
No, not all of them were saying that.
I'm going to go fall off. I'm going to go climb the ice wall and jump. See ya.
Well, and we'll get to ice wall here in a little bit. But so that's, again, that's another part, ends of the earth.
Okay.
And so again, though, I don't think we have to take everything as a literal statement. And if there is the ends of the earth, where there literally is these, walls of ice, if you were, I think this is one of the easiest things for me. It's like, well, then why don't we just simply go to the ends of the earth? Right. Like, so
we have the technology.
100% we do. Like, why don't we just go there? Right. I think that's as easy as...
They don't want us to go there.
Yeah. I think that's as easy as one can say. All right. So you brought up one to me, actually. And yeah, flat earthers will use this as well. It's the when Jesus is being tempted by Satan in the wilderness for 40 days. And in one of those instances, and so this is in Matthew 4, in one of those instances, Jesus is asked it says that Satan takes Jesus up, right, to a high mountain,
right,
and shows him all the kingdoms of the world.
Probably the ice wall.
Right? And so, maybe so. And so, and then the flat earthers, right, will reason again that that's only possible for one to see all of that if the earth is flat.
Right, because he couldn't see underneath him.
Yeah.
Where round earth kingdoms would be.
Right. And if it's curved, right, at some point, you're not going to be able to see on the other side of that curve, right? And so, and this is
people using their brains.
This there it is. And so this is what's interesting. It's like, okay, well, like, where is this mountain? Like, in other words, if Satan was able to take Jesus, set him on a mountain, and he could see everything,
yeah,
why haven't we replicated that?
Because he probably took him up there and just had a slideshow.
I mean, and that's probably more likely than actually seeing everything. And so
Babylon.
But it says, and I think what's interesting here is, did Jesus actually see, like, all of the kingdoms of the world? Like, in other words, did he see all of the earth? Is he seeing all of the known kingdoms around him? Like, in other words, what are we actually talking about when we're saying this? Or again, is it more metaphorical of Satan saying, here, look at as far as you can see, I will give you everything as far as you can see and beyond, right?
Okay.
And I think we can take it as that, like, because
but they both knew the earth was round.
And
because God is Jesus who made it.
Well, in Luke's account, in Luke's account, it doesn't even mention a mountain. But regardless, I think the idea, though, is just that, what does it again mean to be taken up mountain, see everything? I've always read that as to see as far as you can see, look out to see as far as you can see. I'll give you everything, And I think most individuals have read it like that, not taking that as a literal. He literally saw all of the earth, right? Okay. So,
next verse.
All right.
Firmament time.
Okay. Yeah, we can go to firmament. So Genesis chapter 1.
Okay.
Verses 6 and 8. So let me just pull up the scripture real quick. And so in Genesis chapter 1, it's obviously, this is the beginning where God is creating the heavens and the earth, right?
Okay.
And so I'm actually going to start in verse 1 and read all the way through to give us some context here. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Okay.
Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the surface of the watery depths, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters.
Okay.
And then God said, let there be light, and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. There was an evening and there was a morning, one day. Then God said, let there be an expanse between the waters, separating water from water. So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above the expanse. And it was so. God called the expanse sky.
Oh.
Evening came, and then morning, the second day. Okay. And so here in this passage, flat earthers will say that there is a dome, okay, a firmament.
So we're in a snow globe.
Kind of. That sits over the earth.
Okay.
And so this firmament they'll say, is actually described here in Genesis. And so is this dome, if you were, okay? And so this idea of a dome here is what is separating like the Earth's atmosphere, and there's all of this here, and it puts all of the sun and the moon and everything within. Okay. And so now...
So all of space is above us, trapped inside of a dome.
Correct. And so
that's called
it's placing the sun, the moon, the stars, okay, within this firmament. Okay. And so
Earth is a rectangle with an ice wall around it.
No, it's a circle. Well, yes, according to the Bible, flat earthers, yes.
Earth is a rectangle.
Earth's a rectangle.
And then
we got this. We have a dome,
ice wall around it with a dome over it, and the sun and the moon are inside the dome. Okay.
Yep.
And there's nothing else outside the dome.
Nope. Well, I mean, there'd be what we refer to as like space, like. In other words, like there may be something outside of that dome. You know? So when I say space, I don't necessarily mean like outer space, the way we're talking. So there may be something else outside of that. Okay.
Okay. So is Earth on anything, or is Earth floating in space, and there's under space?
Yeah. So no, that's a good point. Yeah. So it would seem like. That and this is that's actually a good question about how they determine what is actually around. I think most flat earthers would say that Earth is like there is something probably beneath the Earth, okay, and something above the Earth, and they may refer and biblical flat earthers may refer to those kind of spaces or areas as heaven, as hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
So outside the dome is heaven above us.
Above.
And underneath flat rectangle ice wall dome Earth is hell.
Hell. Because in Scripture, remember, that's how it's often referred to, right?
Under our feet.
It's under. Like there's things so that Hades is under the earth, right? And that heaven is above the earth.
I'm convinced.
Okay. So
Bible's pretty clear about this.
Bible is pretty clear about this. And so anyway, so I would you asked what the verses were and where's that in the Bible. So I would say those are like the larger biblical points, right? Without getting to any of the scientific or philosophical ones. Those are more of the biblical statements of why there's a flat earth.
So why do Christians care about this, and why do the ones that believe in it make it their entire personality and won't shut up about it?
Okay, so this is all right. This one for me is one of the things I've wrestled with because even if you for me, whether we have a flat earth or we don't have a flat earth has no bearing on my faith.
Right.
Okay. And so for me, it has been difficult to understand why individuals have made such a big deal about this. Okay? Because for me, it doesn't shake my faith one way or the other, right? Like if our Earth's flat, if our Earth is a sphere, if it's round, like I'm good either way. Like I don't get caught up in any of that. And so I think for some, what it goes back to is the idea that we have been really living in for some. I'm going to approach this from two different angles, okay?
Okay.
There's one angle for some flat earth Christians that will say that, or Christians who believe they're flat or believe in a flat earth, that they believe this is one of the many layered conspiracies that we have been sold over time, and that actually shows how corrupt the world is. All right.
Okay.
So that there's a I think you maybe used the phrase earlier, maybe it's just when you and I were talking, but like a deep state that has always been, that's outside of, that's running, controlling the whole world. And this is part of that propaganda.
You don't believe that?
I believe. Here's the crazy thing.
Okay.
There is one that is trying to mess with the whole world. His name is Satan.
Oh.
And I think he's pulling a lot of strings.
That's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. All right. So, but back to flat Earth.
Okay.
Is that, and so part of it, I think, is the fact that this is, if we can prove that we're on a flat Earth, not a sphere, that it's actually proving one of the things that we've always been taught to be false, and therefore it opens up the door for what other things have we been taught that are false.
Okay.
And there's a sense of this kind of leads to that greater, larger sense of, man, there really is a big conspiracy going on here, and none of that is true. And we're as Christians, we want to be about the truth. None of that's true. And so I think that's part of it for some. It's kind of entering into that conspiracy world that says, yeah, we're exposing these conspiracies that we have been told, and then for them, and then for just some others, it's more about the sense of I'm returning back to a more, a true biblical faith. This is what the Bible says. I'm believing the Bible. I'm not believing, your junk science. And because there are a lot of Christians who absolutely condemn science as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got some
We've
of them,
talked about this.
Right, that they condemn science as a whole. And this is just one more of those things to go, see, we don't need to hold to science, to scientific theories, to, scientific models, none of those things. They don't hold to us. We just need our Bible, and that's enough. Okay. And so they pit themselves as, faith versus, science. And so the sense,
scientific propaganda,
right,
from the deep state,
right, and that they feel like they've got a truer, deeper sense of their faith, right?
Okay,
they're holding a more true idea of what faith is, and so I think that is a big deal for some. That it really is about. I feel like I'm returning more to a true faith in this, and this is just me feeling like I'm actually taking the Bible for what it says and returning back to the simplicity of the scriptures and rejecting science maybe I should even use the word scientific myths, because I think that's probably what they would say.
Pseudoscience.
Yes, pseudoscience, and reject those things. And so, and that, or they will say, well, we now have divine knowledge or revelation and actually have a truer science, right? Like that we're going to follow a science that's different than mainstream science. It's the mainstream science that is corrupt. We don't need to follow mainstream science. And so we have enough information now because of what the regular person can gain from social media and from the internet. We can do our own research, and we can find our own information, and we can reject what has been just force-fed us through mainstream media and through educational systems.
So is hell a rectangle with like a firewall instead of an ice wall?
I do not know.
Is heaven a rectangle with a cotton candy wall?
Yeah, I don't know how flat earthers would describe heaven or hell. So I don't want to.
So when we see telescope stuff, we believe everything else is round except us because we're special and a pizza.
And a pizza. Yeah. And there's so many things like with even the idea of telescopes, like you've got some individuals that will even say the lenses within, and this is getting like deep down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, that the telescope lenses themselves are producing false information for us, so that even when we look through a telescope, it's part of the conspiracy as well.
Deep state
technology.
Glass.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you notice, if you take the lens out, it's a flat circle.
Dun, dun, dun. And so, yeah.
How are the lenses round, but the pictures are square?
Yeah, Mr. Videographer.
Yeah.
How does that work? Ask you.
I don't know.
You're like, I just use these things.
Just put the thing in the thing and do the thing.
Right. That's what we always say for everything.
It's because your TV's in a circle.
Yeah. Nope.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense. All right. So
anyway.
Yeah. And so, but I think also it's the idea that just from what even we're able to look at in a telescope, that we're just not able to actually see truly what we're kind of looking at.
Okay.
That our eyes are kind of deceiving us.
So the lenses have Wi-Fi in them connected to the deep state?
Some do believe that,
like what?
Yeah, some not necessarily that there's Wi-Fi, so that there are individuals that do. And I'm not saying this is the majority by any means, but there are some that do believe that even our telescopes and lenses have been formed in such a way that creates an illusion.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not saying that's everybody by any means.
So flat Earth Christians, though.
Absolutely.
Are they insane? Do they have normal lives?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them have pretty normal lives.
Okay.
So, and they really love Jesus. And the thing that you mentioned earlier, like the thing that I don't quite understand is like why this has become such an important part, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you could hold to this, okay? And it's not like you're a heretic for holding to either form, right? Like whether you hold it flat or whether you hold it to being a sphere, like no one's throwing anybody out of a church for this. And so,
are you sure?
God, I hope not. Oh man,
you don't want to throw them out because they might fall off.
Our church was a little too close to the ice wall.
Yeah, right.
So, my bad. So, but I just didn't. I have a hard time understanding like why we're making this such a big part of our faith, right? Like this is not one of the bigger things to like get caught up with. All right. That's the part for me that I really don't get. I'm all for like having intellectual conversations, and I'm all for like even philosophy and like, and I know you hate it, but like the idea of just like, hey, what is, just we can talk and we can think and, discuss. But I don't quite understand like the strong pull for it. Even, and I've heard reasons. They just don't, and some of the things I've said before, like, but they don't move me enough to want to care enough about it, to be honest. So,
you know why I don't like philosophy?
Why is that?
Because Jesus answered every question. And so it's just like boring. That's why I don't like it.
Good answer, my friend.
I mean,
no,
for real. Like there's something that you can look to in the Bible that answers all the questions.
That's true.
And
so
you're
not wrong.
It's just boring to me.
Yeah.
It's just people talking, which is why I think that I love Dante. Because that first level of hell was the philosophers philosophizing for eternity. And before I read Dante, I was like, oh, that is exactly what all these people keep doing. And I'm like, okay, well, you can talk about that forever. I'm going to go to work.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the day, this is not our topic, but in a lot of philosophy, but I think it does tie into like conspiracy theory chasing and that kind of stuff. A lot of it is like speculation. Like we're working on the basis of speculation,
right?
And I understand that there are flat earthers that would say, well, no, there's a scriptural basis, there's a scientific basis, there's a historical basis, and I understand those things. But largely, if we're being honest, it's still speculation,
right?
So,
and I think I'm just like people have been philosophizing for how long now,
right?
If we haven't figured this stuff out at this point, then why am I still paying attention?
Right.
I mean, for real.
No, right. Yeah.
Like, someone had to have figured this out already.
Yeah.
And I think I know who did it.
Yeah.
Who figured it out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. It's good stuff.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Anyway, flat Earth is real. Next question.
Clip it.
All right. Which denominations teach that the Earth is flat? Are there any?
Are there any denominations that teach the Earth is flat?
Do Mormons do it?
I don't.
They seem like the kind of people that would do it.
I don't think there's any denomination.
Or no, whatever Tom Cruise is. Scientologist. Do they think the Earth is flat?
Let me actually look that. I don't think so.
Okay. Also, how the aliens get through the firmament to come down here and build the pyramids?
Oh Lord. All right. So I think
my problem
I'm not answering that question.
I think my problem with flat Earth theory is that it debunks a bunch of other theories that I want to believe in.
Right. That's true. I mean, it would.
How the aliens get through the firmament.
Right. How did we land on the moon?
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, like, anyways. Yeah. I think that, all right, so just kind of looking at this, confirmed what I thought. All right, so there's no Protestant or Catholic, large denominations that take any kind of stance or have any kind of teaching on flat Earth, right?
Okay.
Most of them reject it just out of hand, okay?
Bunch of round earthers?
Yeah, bunch of round earthers.
Okay.
Earth is a globe. And so actually Islam rejects it as well. Throw that out there.
Okay.
But I think this is what I was going to say before. I think where this is most often found is more in like your kind of like fundamentalist churches, literalist churches. You have some in those type of like because you were asking like what churches teach it.
Yeah.
There's going to be people. I mean, I'm sure there are people in our church, in the church I pastor. I'm sure there are individuals in our church that believe in a flat Earth. Okay.
Okay.
And so, but it's not what our church teaches, but I'm sure that there are those individuals there. So I think the same way you find that in a lot of churches, but I am sure there are smaller, not even necessarily smaller, but just more literalist reading churches that read everything literally and go, see, it says four corners. See, it says into the earth. It's flat Earth.
28 times.
Right. So it's flat Earth. And so I could see that being the case. And from our kind of hyper-charismatic backgrounds, and experiences and associations, there's definitely some within that world that hold to flat Earth as well.
Okay.
And so I think that's probably where you're going to most often find it, is those really like independent, fundamentalist churches or like Pentecostal churches that are literalists. I think that's where you're going to probably most often find it. Or the Pentecostal churches that are always looking for the new, like special revelation.
Okay.
And this would kind of fall into that category.
Yeah, we used to sing that song, the Shout to the Lord.
Yep.
All flat Earth, let us sing.
That was definitely not part of it. All the earth.
Power and majesty, ice walls to the king.
Nope.
I remember that one.
But if you were to rewrite it for a flat earther,
wasn't I supposed to rewrite songs for something else?
Yeah, for something else.
I can't remember.
I can't either.
I gotta remember these things and do them.
I know.
All right. Does the Bible say that the earth is round?
Does the Bible say the earth is round? No. And this is kind of one of the interesting parts. It's like it doesn't. Now, in saying that, there is a verse that individuals.
So the earth wow. So the Bible says a bunch of flat earth stuff, but does not say round earth stuff anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Joseph. Yeah. And so that is why if you have a literalist reading, you're obviously going to fall into the camp of, there's.
So you're literally just going based off science and not anything biblical in your belief that the earth is round.
I am.
That's not how you treat any other topic.
I know, but it's just, but for me.
So you believe in evolution also? Was I a fish?
Oh, Lord. No, but I also, this is the thing for me as a Christian, right?
Okay.
Is that, so number one, I don't think there's any kind of like that. I don't think a literalist reading is ever fair. Number one, and then number two, I don't think that is what these verses are actually speaking to. Is talking about what the Earth's shape actually is. Okay.
Okay.
And so, I don't think the Bible is saying anything. About the shape of the Earth.
You don't even think the Bible's bringing this up.
Other. Mm-mm.
Okay.
And so, it's one of the things that, because even like, well, anyway, yeah, I just don't think the Bible talks about it at all, if I'm just being honest. Okay. I don't. I don't think that's what the Bible is concerned about. I don't think it's what it's speaking to. And I'm also don't believe that Jews and Christians have had it wrong for 2,000 years. Then all of a sudden we've got a special insight to it, because the church has always taught that the earth is round. It's a sphere. Okay. And so that has been the historical teaching of the church.
Now, what was the argument over, though?
With Galileo?
Yes. What was that?
So there was the argument.
I thought there was an argument in the church about whether
there was an argument over is the Earth rotating around the sun, or is the sun rotating around the Earth?
Oh, right. Is the Earth the center of the universe and everything?
Bingo.
Okay.
And that was there was a large contingent of the church that held to that.
Right.
But that had nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
The Earth is like 0 on the y-axis and 0 on the x-axis, and what's the other one? The z-axis. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And so the question was: is Earth rotating around the sun, or is sun rotating around Earth? Right. Like that's
okay.
That was the question. That was the debate. And so, but it had nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. Okay. And so, no, the Catholic Church didn't throw Galileo in jail and all that kind of stuff because they thought he was a flat earther. Right. That was not what happened. And so anyways, I do think science points to the fact that we have a spherical Earth. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
those are some strong words there.
I know. I do believe, I don't know, whatever. And so I do believe that. And so, but and to me, there's also like, just kind of like, that has nothing to do even really with science as much as like kind of like commonsensical things for me. It's like, all right, when you talk to a pilot, right? A commercial airlines pilot that does international flights. Okay. And so,
who's paid by the lizard people government to tell you all the round earth propaganda that you want to hear.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That guy.
I'm clear.
That guy. Right.
Okay.
And so when you talk to them, they talk about their flight patterns and all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the way they prepare their flight patterns are completely based around a spherical Earth.
Okay.
Not a flat Earth in the way that it has been modeled by flat earthers. Like you wouldn't end up in like if you're flying nonstop, from JFK all the way to let's say you're going from JFK to New Zealand.
Right. You'd have to like fly not directly straight to it because the Earth is round and spinning underneath you.
Correct.
Right.
And so you actually fly down, like come across like this.
Yeah.
And so like where if it was a flat Earth, you'd want to get from point A to point B as fast as you possibly could.
You'd take a straight line.
You'd take a straight line.
So why hasn't anyone gotten in a plane and just flown as far as they can to the ice wall and smash into it?
Well, that's...
Or is that what happened to whoever, Amelia Earhart, that we could never find? Right?
She hit the ice wall.
She hit the ice wall and then, yeah.
Yeah, and that was it. I mean,
that's why no one wants women pilots now. Because they'll go try to find Amelia Earhart and hit the ice wall. And prove that the Earth is flat instead of round, and
right, and then we'll all freak out.
Something Israel and the Jews.
It's right? Always goes back to them. They're to blame. And so I think so. For me, it's not just like scientific type of stuff because I'm like honestly like I'm not some scientific heady intellectual person that understands all the nuances of science. When I listen to individuals that are scientists explain things, it makes sense to me. But then when I think about things like this, about, airline, flight patterns, and I think about the idea of, hey, why don't, there was an individual that took a group, I think it was called The Experience. And it was a documentary on last name was Duffy. This guy took individuals down to Antarctica.
To the ice wall.
He took them to Antarctica.
Okay.
And in Antarctica, there was 4 flat earthers that were with him. And they all recanted of being flat earthers.
Okay.
Because if Antarctica exists the way we say it exists,
right,
with a globe on a globe,
it's a dot at the bottom.
Right. It's on the bottom. It's an actual place to be and exist. And there's light there continually. Then in certain periods of time, then you would go, oh, that's it. And that's what happened. They went down there and they were like, oh, never mind.
They gave them drugs.
We're not flat earthers
and
anymore.
Shock therapy.
These guys actually have no idea what they saw. But, I think that's like for me. So it's kind of like things like that that I go, okay, there seems to be too many holes in the argument. I'll stick with the sphere that I was taught when I was a little kid, and they're like, hey, here's I think every household had a globe. I don't know if yours did. I know ours did. Yeah. Because especially before the internet, you weren't looking you had to have a globe. Like every household had a globe. Our household now with our kids, we have a globe, and it's like, all right, here's this place and here's this place. And how come when I leave Thailand, I can go one or two directions and still end up at the same place?
Right.
That's the kind of stuff I just go, what are we talking about now? So anyways.
Talking about the Bible.
Talking about the Bible. And I would rather just talk about the Bible. And the Bible just doesn't say much about at all, I feel like, about the actual shape of the earth. But anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
It is.
All right. Are you a round earther or a flat earther, Pastor Joseph?
Round earth.
Okay. Why?
Well, I feel like I just said why. I feel like I'm just repeating myself.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I think for the reasons I just stated, I feel like, just from kind of commonsensical things for me. Okay. And again, I'm sure someone's going to point out, things that I'm thinking wrongly about. But, when I look at flight patterns, or when I look at sunrise and sunset,
okay.
When I look at in the idea of the flat earth, there's the horizon, right?
The ice wall.
The ice wall. And so nothing, everything, your eye level's always at horizon, right? And so the idea of the sun and the moon, they don't fall below the horizon, but, or below the clouds, right? They don't fall below the clouds, but yet in sunrise and sunset, light is coming and lighting up the bottom of the clouds. So anyways, I think there's enough things that involve just practical. I can look out the window and see things, and just, traveling as much as I have internationally and flying, it's just like, for me, they're commonsensical things. And then, when you listen to the idea of science, because one of the things is the argument is, well, if we're spinning so fast, right? Why don't we just fly off? And of course you say gravity, right? And they'll say, well, but if you're actually going this fast, there's no way we would actually stay.
Wait, so do flat earthers believe that we're still, or are we spinning? Is the pizza spinning?
No, pizza's not spinning.
We're
still.
We're stationary.
We're stationary.
Floating in space with hell under us and heaven above us.
And sun and moon are doing this.
Okay.
Around us.
So how do... Never mind.
Yeah. And so
wouldn't we be able to see the sun all the time then?
That's actually one of the things.
Okay.
Shouldn't
because if the sun's way up there, we should be able to see it from anywhere on the pizza.
Bingo.
Okay.
And that's kind of one of the things. It's like, well, why? What's the deal here? And there's other things too, like those stars. If I'm in the northern hemisphere, I'm seeing different stars than I do in the southern hemisphere.
Well, that could make sense.
Yeah. But if I'm on a flat Earth, wouldn't I see the same stars?
You'd look out in the distance, and then there'd be a bunch of stars clumping to you, right?
Right. Like, why are there different, formations and everything of stars in the northern than in the southern, right? So anyways, it's things like that. It's things like that where I go,
All right.
And I'm just not going to get caught up, I guess, enough in the discussion of it to make this an essential thing one or the other.
Okay.
I just want to see
Well, that's my next question.
I just want to see people. Okay, what's your next question before I go on any further?
Will I go to hell if I believe the earth is flat?
No, sir. You're not going to hell believing the earth is flat or believing the earth is round.
So no one who believes that the earth is flat is going to go to hell because they believe the earth is flat.
Yeah, not just for believing that. No.
Well, why not?
Because it's not an essential doctrine.
Shouldn't they?
No.
Do we want them in heaven with us?
Yes.
Talking about how heaven's flat?
Yes, we want. Yes, we want.
Everyone, are you sure?
We want. Yes, 100%. We want everyone that believes in Jesus to be there. And so, and so that's the thing for me. Like, I guess I would rather spend. Like, here's what's amazing to me, and I know that I spent some time having to research this because of when you said it to me last night. I was like, oh man. Now I gotta go I gotta go read a lot. I gotta go listen to some YouTube videos and listen to people talk that are way smarter than me. And so, anyways,
you think the flat Earth people are smarter than you?
No, I said the people that are smarter than me, which turned out not to be the flat Earth people. Sorry, guys. And so, yeah. And so for me, it was just one of those things where I was like, I'm like, man, I just want to follow Jesus. I'm going to lead people to Jesus, disciple them in the kingdom. Like, I would rather spend my time, my energy, my resources, like on that, that's what I would rather go after. And, than spending years and years and months on flat Earth versus round Earth.
Well, that was a bunch of nonsense.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
I guess.
I think the Earth is round.
Okay, there you go. We agree. Hey, we agree.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because the pictures of flat Earth just look stupid. That's why.
Yeah. Well,
that's mostly what it comes down to.
Well, and for me, it's like the layers of things that have to not be true. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that picture's not true. That picture's fake. That's CGI. Like,
right.
Just the layers of stuff that have to exist for it not to be true is just too overwhelming for me at the end of the day. Like, we got every astronaut, every NASA person, they're all in on it. Apparent. Like, that's the stuff I'm just like,
I think it's the picture for me of the sun and then all the planets.
Oh yeah.
And they're all round except for Earth, and it's a disc pizza thing. And I'm like, you know what? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely.
If I told people I believe this, no.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Even if I believed it.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, and they're all spheres. Right?
Right.
Like
everything else is round.
The moon, the sun, like other planets, like everything's a sphere.
And all of our science is based on it being a sphere.
Right. And so like, if everything else is a sphere, why wouldn't we also be a sphere? But anyways, yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you would expect that.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Science.
Right. Yeah.
Religion.
They coexist.
Corners.
Yeah. Don't stop following science. If we stop following the science, we can get ourselves into some trouble, like flat Earth.
Cool. We'll see if you say that same exact thing in other topics.
We'll see.
All right. Well, this has been the When I Heard This podcast. You can follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram at When I Heard This Podcast, and X and locals at When I Heard This. Ring the notification bell. Tell everyone that you know about the show, and go to the website where there's t-shirts. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Nate Robinsoff. You can follow Joseph on Instagram at
Rev Joe T.
This has been the When I Heard This podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.